Okay, in this video we are going to discuss how to use this website GeoGebra.org, an online graphing tool or calculator to construct mechanisms and do the analysis, the displacement analysis. Okay, so first let's see how to construct one mechanism, a simple mechanism, which is a 4-bar mechanism, 4R mechanism otherwise. So let's go to this page, and once you go to this page you will see this thing, and here you see M, that's my profile picture, and there will be a sign in and you could sign it. Okay, so that whatever you do, that will be saved under your account. Okay, now let me start this. Okay, right, so once you start this, you will see this region, and this region you could draw things, some geometric entities, like you could put some points, let's say a point here, okay, maybe a point there, something like that, and maybe one more point. Let's put one more point. Yeah, so point A, point B, and point C. And if you want to know where are these points located, and if you see here, there's something called algebra and tools, the tools where you will see all these tools, okay, to draw the things like line or point. Okay, and if you go to this algebra, you will see that particular point A has a coordinate 1, 4, and the particular point B has a coordinate 5, 3, and similarly for the point C. Okay, now once again let's go to this tool, and we can draw a line segment. Okay, so let's draw a line segment between A and B. Click on A and click on B. So that's a line segment. Give me a second. Okay, now click on A and C, another line segment, and click on C and B, third line segment. With this you have made a triangle. Okay, and if you notice here you have this F, G, and H. Okay, so these are the line entities, and that represent what is the length of the line segment. Okay, so what is the F represents the segment between A and B. Okay, A and B, so that's the length of the line segment, and same way for G and H. Okay, now let's say you want to change this point A from here to here. Okay, let's see what to do. So one way is, there is a tool called move. Click on that and click on this, drag it. Okay, once you drag it, you will get A in a new position, and if you see in the algebra, that new position will be updated, and accordingly this F, G will also get updated. Okay, so for example, if you notice here, look at the value of F and G, see those two things are getting changed. So that's one way you could change the position, or otherwise you could also change the position by clicking, let's say instead of 4 I want 3. Okay, just enter it, and just type it and enter. You have got A in your new position. Okay, and similarly what you could do, you could draw, you could draw a circle. That's one thing which is important. And here you just define a center point, okay, and then radius, maybe radius 2, say okay. And now the circle, an entity which has A as a center and 2 as a radius. Okay, once again go to geometry, and this is where we have circle. Okay, and if you click on this, that circle will be hidden otherwise, so you can resume it by clicking it again. And if you want to change the radius, then click on this and type 3 and enter. Okay, and now one more thing, if you notice here the center is A, okay, and therefore if you move the A point, okay, the circle will also move. See, the circle will also move. Okay, and one more thing we need to know is how to identify the point which is being intersecting. So the intersection, let's say the intersecting between this line, the line between A and B, and this circle. Okay, let's see how to identify that. So click on this tool, intersection, intersect, and then it's been asked to select two objects. Okay, so let's say one object is the circle, another object is this one. So now we have a new point D, and if you go to this algebra, the D is the point which we have obtained by the intersecting C and F, where C is the circle and F is this line segment. Okay, and now if you change this point A, the point D will also change. Okay, so these are some important tools. And and one more thing we need to know is the measurements. Okay, so right now if you see, I'm going to say I want to know what is the distance between D and B. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll just click on this one, this tool, and then I'll select 2 points. Let's say one point is D, another point is B. Okay, and that will provide me the distance between D and B. And similarly, if I change the position of D, or let me change the position of B this time. So if I change the position of B, see, the distance is changing, and we can hide this. And similarly we can measure one more thing which is important to us, which is an angle. Okay, let's say I want to measure this angle. Okay, so for that I need to select 3 points, say this point C, this point A, and this point. See, now it's showing this, and this point B. Now it will give me the angle value, which is 90.65. And once again, if I change this B position, then that alpha value will change. Okay, Now let's say instead of CAB I want to measure CDB. Okay, let's say whether I could edit over here D and enter. See, I can measure it. It's easy. Okay, so it's a very useful tool to learn geometry. Okay, and we are going to use this to to construct the mechanisms and do some displacement analysis. Okay, fine. Let's what we shall do is let's delete these entities. Okay, and using this tool we can delete all these things. Okay, and just drag and click and drag, and you could move this plane. Okay, now the construction of a 4-bar mechanism. 4-bar mechanism, let's say 1 point. Okay, so that's going to be the point where the link 1 and link 2 are joined. Okay, let's consider that point as A. Otherwise, let me check whether I can change the name of that point. Settings. If I click on settings, I could, yeah, maybe I will put O and 2. Okay, so that's my O2 point. Okay, and say I know the length of link 1. If I know the length of link 1, and let's consider the length of link 1 is 6 units. Okay, so which means O4, I can identify O4, and the O4 is going to be here. Okay, so click on that, and once again let me change the name by clicking settings and put O4. Okay, fine. So now I have 2 points. Now let's say link 3. Okay, link 3 is having a length 3 units. Okay, and it is at the position, say 60 degree from this axis, from the horizontal axis, or with respect to link 1. Okay, so what am I going to do? I am going to choose the point A. Okay, say I'm going to choose the point A. Let's say it's going to be somewhere here. I mean, but I haven't yet positioned the A correctly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, and then the link length, right? Link length, let me call the link length L1. Okay, into cos, let me call that as theta. Okay, right now let me call that as theta, and sine theta. And one more thing, this theta has to be given in terms of radian. Therefore I'm going to modify it so that I could give it in terms of degrees. Okay, pi divided by 180, and I have to do the same for this one as well, into pi divided by 180. Okay, now the thing is, we haven't defined what is L1. Let me define what is L1. L1 is equal to the, sorry, not L1, L2, right? L2 is equal to 3 units, right? So I should change this to L2. Okay, one more thing, I haven't defined what is theta as well. Let me define that as well. Theta is equal to 60, right? Now if you see, I have defined theta, which is equal to 60. Okay, now let me see whether I could, okay, right. So now if you see, if you notice this point A, the entity which came down here, because this A requires L2 and theta. Okay, now let me define L3 and L4. Okay, say L3 is equal to let's say 4.5, and L4 is also equal to 4.5. okay, now what I need is, I need to identify the point B. So in order to identify the point B, what I should do, I should draw a circle, right? Draw a circle with the length of L3 and with the center of A, right? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to construct a circle. Where is the circle? Right, so with center and radius, where center is this and radius is, let me try L3, will that be okay? Right, and then one more circle with O4 as a center and L4 as a radius. Yeah, L4 as a radius. Let me do that, and L4, say okay. Right, now I have to identify either this point or this point is going to be my B. Let me consider this is going to be my B point. Okay, so which is an intersection of these two circles, and let me choose this one and this one, and now I have got my C point. Okay, so now what am I going to do is, I am going to get rid of this two circles. I am going to hide it. Okay, so let me hide this one and this one. Okay, and this is also one solution, but I am going to hide that one as well. Oh, not this, sorry. Right. Okay, now I'll just use my line segment and connect all these things. So it's the line segment, here it is. So that's my link 1, that's my link 2, that's my link 3, and that's my link 4. And let's check what is the value of F, G, H and I. Okay, so if you notice, F is 6, G is 3, H is 4.5 and I is also 4.5, right? Now where is our theta? Theta is here. Okay, now say you want to know what is theta 4. Okay, let's measure what is theta 4. So where is the measuring angle? It's here. Okay, but in order to measure theta 4 I need 3 points, right? Okay, one I can choose this one, to this one, but where's the third point? So I'm going to first choose a point somewhere here. Okay, now I'm going to measure the angle. So D, O4 and C. Okay, so 95. So that's our angle. And if you want to know what is this is theta 4 basically, right? So what is theta 4 for different theta 2? So this is our theta 2. Okay, when theta 2 is 60, theta 4 is 95. What if theta 2 is 30? Let's try it. So all we have to do is just type 30. Okay, so that's 90. Otherwise you could also slide it and check what is the value for different theta 2 value. Okay, or what you could do is you could do an animation, but before doing the animation, let's change the range. Let's change that it goes from 0 to 360 with one step. Okay, now we have from 0 to 360. Okay, and for animation all we have to do is just click this one. If we click, we have got our animation. By the way, one question, whether this satisfies Grashoff's criteria or not. Okay, so that you can identify just by looking at the C point. Okay, if the C point touches this one, so with that you could identify whether it's a Grashoff or not. Okay, think about it. Okay, and one more thing, see, it's going to and fro. If you want to have a continuous motion, what you could do is go to settings of this theta and then click on the slider, and here it's oscillating, right? Instead of oscillating, you just click on increasing. Okay, and once you select that, and if you click, and it will be running completely. Okay, and if you want to run things fast, what you could do is increase the speed faster. Okay, so let me do one thing. Instead of 3, let me put 2.5. and now let's run it. Okay, so that's how you can use this GeoGebra to construct the mechanisms and also to identify the output values. Okay, displacement analysis. So one thing, we'll conclude this video with identifying the extreme positions of the C, or the extreme angle Okay, for that what we could do is just slide it. Okay, you just keep on sliding it and it's keep on increasing, right? It's keep on increasing until, see this point, C, A and O2 are collinear, or this link L2 and L3 are collinear. At that time it's going to an extreme position which is 165, the angle theta 4 is 165. And now let's see the other extreme position, okay, which is, see, right, so that's other extreme position which is 97. So this theta 4 will go between 97 and 165. So just look at this number, it will not go beyond that value. Right? Okay. So in the next video, we'll see how to construct a slider crank mechanism. Okay, thank you.